Hey, what's up, ghouls and gals? Today's video is another installment to my horror movies under 80 minutes because sometimes 90 minutes is just a little bit too long and you want to pump out something in maybe 45 minutes or just an hour. You know, it's just, if you're like us and you like to watch a lot of movies, it's fun to just find some short ones to watch and kind of maybe watch a couple in a row and you feel more accomplished getting more movies out. So like I mentioned, this is part 9 to this series. I will leave my Letterboxd list linked down below if you would like to watch any of the movies that I have mentioned throughout this series. I am so excited when I feel such joy when I find a good movie under 80 minutes, and there's a solid few on this list. So if you enjoy, please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more. Check out all of my links down below if you would like to see any more of me or support the channel any further. Let's get right into more horror movies under 80 minutes. Starting off at number 10 with a film coming in at just under 80 minutes at 78 minutes, The Last House on Dead End Street from 1973. After being released from prison, a young gangster with a chip on his shoulder decides to punish society by making snuff films, as you do. You know, I feel like I've been so obsessed with trying to catch up on my 80s and 90s horror movies. Like, I feel like I've been neglecting the 70s. So this is me making a note to myself to watch more 70s horror. I also want to make a note going forward that you may notice some pretty notable directors coming up and going forward. So with saying that, let's talk about at number 9, a recent film called Chime from 2024, and this one is only 45 minutes long. A chef's life is disrupted by a chime that brings with it an increasing sense of dread. And I know that when this was first released, it had a little bit of a weird, like, you had to kind of jump through hoops to find this film. But if you are interested in it, I feel like now, being a little bit later in the year, it might be a little more accessible. Unsure. Anyways, moving on to number 8 and a film called The Outside from 2022. This one is only 65 minutes long. Longing to fit in at work, awkward Stacy begins to use a popular lotion that causes an alarming reaction while an unnerving transformation takes shape. And I honestly, with this film, if you guys have seen the recent, like this year, the movie Skincare came out, pretty within the past couple of weeks. This is what I was expecting from Skincare and it's not what we got. At number 7, we have a film called Arctic from 2019 at 76 minutes. In rural farm country, a comic book obsessed serial killer clashes with a straight edge purist over a young boy's fate. I always like to include horror movies that perhaps have like a niche within them. Like this one is a comic book obsessed serial killer. And I feel like within that, like, there's someone who will say, like, hey, I really like comic books and I really like serial killers. Let me check, not like in that way, I should say, like maybe researching serial killers. And in that way, you may seek out this kind of film and you wouldn't have before. At number 6, we have Sick Girl from 2006, literally my life, at 56 minutes. This one was an episode of Masters of Horror. A shy entomologist's boring life is changed by the simultaneous arrival of a large mysterious bug and affair with a sexy young woman. And this one is directed by Lucky McKee, who I actually really like. Like I mentioned, this is an episode of Masters of Horror. I am constantly seeking out these singular episodes on DVD. I think I have 8 or 9 now, and Sick Girl is on my list to find. This one stars Angela Bettis, and I feel like she's in quite a bit of like weird girl films, and I love that about her. As a certified weird girl and a certified bug girl, this one is right. Oh, and you know what? Throw it in there as well. A certified sick girl. This one is right up my alley. At number 5 from 1961, we have Gorgo at 78 minutes. Greedy sailors capture a giant lizard off the coast of Ireland and sell it to a London circus. And then its mother shows up. And this one I actually saw while scrolling Shudder, and it's giving Godzilla. And it's giving Godzilla, if you know what I mean. So if you like things like that, if you like monster creature features, this one should be on your radar. At number 4, we have a film that I talked about in my wrap up for August, Video Violence Part 2. This one is only 75 minutes. The video violence killers host their own TV show, allowing viewers and other aspiring psychos to send in videos of their handiwork. And I genuinely enjoyed the video violence, like part 1 and 2. They are like so unbelievably low budget, like no budget even, and they are kind of hard to get through, but once you get to like midway through part 2, it becomes like it clicks and they're so fun. At number 3, we have a film called Torched, and I will kind of elaborate on this in a second. This one is only 44 minutes. From 2003. A young mobile nurse is about to face the most challenging event of her life. And this one is one of the, like, it falls in the rape revenge subgenre. So if you are not comfortable with something like that, definitely don't seek this film out. However, because the runtime is so short, it's one of those films that is going to pack the punch really quick. I feel like Angst is a really great example of that. Under 80 minutes, you get in, you are sick to your stomach, and you are out. And I feel like that's the vibe that Torched gives. All right, the next 2 films are the most, I would say, recent releases and the most recent watches. For starting off with Quadrant from 2024 at only 74 minutes, directed by the great Charles Band. The Quadrant helmet transports users' minds into nightmarish AI worlds. Meanwhile, a girl becomes Jack the Ripper, unleashing terror in reality and virtual London. This is not a good film at all. This is really, I gave it with love. I rated this film a 1.5. It truly was not great by any means. However, I will watch anything that Charles Band does, and I love Charles Band gets it. He gets it. And at number 1, we have the movie that honestly deserves all of the praise that it's been getting recently. It is free to watch on YouTube. If you have not seen this, definitely check out Milk and Cereal from 2024 at only 62 minutes. You have the hour, I bet. Like, check it out. A surprise birthday prank takes a turn for the worst when a popular social media duo must face the reality of the terrifying aftermath of like one of their... If you guys watch Jersey Shore, like in my review, I literally wrote Prank War Champion because like this movie is so absolutely crazy. It is... Don't just like dismiss this film because it's found footage. I want you guys to go into this movie with like no expectations so that you are excited by the end with how good it actually is. I really enjoyed Milk and Cereal. We actually had watched the directors another one of their short films called The Chair on YouTube. It was a pretty decent horror short, but let me tell you, what they did with Milk and Cereal is truly chilling, and it's so good. And as we are approaching spooky season, like we are in spooky season, I don't care, I'm living it all year round, but as we are really approaching October now, this is one of the films that should be on your Halloween watch list. honestly. And it's free on YouTube, like I said. Like, I will even leave the link down below so that you guys can watch Milk. Like, not sponsored, but like, I want you guys to watch this movie. It's so good. So anyways, that is it for 10 more horror films under 80 minutes. I hope you got something new for your watch list today. If you did enjoy, please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe for more. Check out all of my links down below, especially the letterbox list corresponding to this series. And I will see you guys so soon. Sayonara, Spooky fam.